Hello, we are going to review some of the basic maintenance for the Cutout Maker 2800. The two primary items that we will be reviewing are how to change the blade on the Cutout Maker 2800, as well as changing the assembly tip. In order to complete these processes, you'll want to make sure that you have your assembly removal tip kit, which contains a replacement assembly tip as well as a wrench to assist with removal. In addition to that, you will want to make sure that you have your cutout blades within the cutout blade kit. You will want to make sure that you are only including new blades that have not been previously used, because it can be very easy to mistake a used blade for a new blade. When you are disposing of a used blade, it is recommended to fold it in a piece of paper or a paper towel and then tape that shut before you throw it away, so that way no one accidentally gets injured during the removal process. In order to change the blade, you will want to make sure first that your cutout maker is turned on. After that, you will open the gate on the gantry, and then you can follow the blade removal instructions that are right on the top of the assembly carriage. You will then go through and turn the blade assembly by 90 degrees and press the blade eject or retract button. Sometimes you do have to tap it twice, but as you can see, pressing on it has removed the blade from the assembly. Once that is out, again, you can simply go into your blade kit and choose a new blade. And then again, you're going to want to make sure that you're holding it gently so you don't accidentally cut your fingers. Pass it in ever so lightly, and then press the blade eject or retract button, and you'll see that it will retract back into the blade assembly. That has been how it is that you will go through in order to change a blade. Next, we will review how to change the assembly tip. The first process, again, is to make sure that you have the carriage open on the gantry, and then you will want to make sure that you have removed your blade. Again, if the blade is still good and or new, you'll want to keep that to the side because we can put that back in after the fact. Next, you'll go through and take the wrench that came in as part of your assembly removal tip kit and simply place it over the assembly tip right here. That's this little area where we had put the blade in originally. And then remember that it is always lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Sometimes it just takes one or two small turns in order to get it started. And then we'll continue to just unthread it until it pops right out like that. We're then going to set that to the side and select the new assembly tip from our kit. Put that back in and start threading it through. Again, this is going to be righty-tighty. You can go through and do as much of it with your fingers as you feel comfortable. And once you get to a spot where it is close or difficult for you to use, again, just put that wrench on there and then go through, give it a couple more twists. I think one more. You don't want it to be too tight that it doesn't move at all, but you do want to make sure that it's not loose. Once that has been done, you can again go through, select your blade from your kit, insert it back into the device. If, for example, it doesn't happen to be going in, or if you're not comfortable handling that end of it. I sometimes will take the back end of my blade kit and just tap it a little bit to make sure that it is close in, and you can then press your blade eject or retract. Once that's been done, we're going to again rotate the housing by 90 degrees. Uh, Usually there will not be these wires hanging out here, but if they are, just make sure to lift them up so they don't get caught on this little bobble here. You can then close your uh, cage over top of the gantry, and you're all set to continue with your cutout maker.